Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For decades, humanoid robots have lived in a strange in-between space. They've looked impressive in lab demos, viral videos, and carefully edited clips online, but they've never really crossed that final line into doing real, useful work in the real world. That line is finally starting to blur, and today's video is about the moment when humanoid robots stopped being a science experiment and started becoming factory workers. What's happening right now with Boston Dynamics, Hyundai, and their humanoid robot Atlas isn't a teaser for the distant future. It's the early phase of deployment, training, and scaling, and it's unfolding faster than most people realize. Boston Dynamics has been working on robots for decades, but Atlas represents something fundamentally different from anything they've built before. Atlas isn't just a robot that can run, jump, or do backflips anymore. It's an AI-powered humanoid designed to learn, adapt, and eventually perform human jobs inside actual factories. And for the first time ever, Atlas has officially left the lab. That moment happened at Hyundai's massive new factory near Savannah, Georgia. This isn't some experimental test site. It's a full-scale, cutting-edge auto plant where more than 1,000 industrial robots already work alongside nearly 1,500 human employees, lifting, stamping, welding, and assembling vehicles in tight coordination. In the middle of all that, tucked away in a parts warehouse, Atlas was quietly getting ready for work. Atlas stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighs about 200 pounds. It's fully electric, unlike earlier hydraulic versions, and it's powered by advanced Nvidia chips, the same class of hardware that helped launch the generative AI boom with models like ChatGPT. That computing power is critical because Atlas no longer relies purely on hand-coded rules written by engineers. Its behavior is driven by machine learning models trained on massive amounts of data. When Bill Whitaker from 60 Minutes first saw Atlas working autonomously in the Hyundai facility, his reaction was basically disbelief, and it wasn't staged. Atlas was sorting roof racks for the assembly line without human assistance, making decisions in real time, navigating its environment, and adjusting its movements on the fly. Zach Jakowski, who heads Atlas development at Boston Dynamics and holds 2 mechanical engineering degrees from MIT, confirmed that this was the first time Atlas had ever done real work outside the lab. Jakowski didn't describe the moment with pride. He described it like a nervous engineer watching something finally go live. He'd been preparing for this transition for over a year. When Boston Dynamics was last visited in 2021, Atlas was still a bulky hydraulic machine capable of impressive movement but limited autonomy. By the fall of 2025, the robot had evolved into a sleek electric system with an AI brain capable of learning through experience. Scott Quindersma, the head of robotics research at Boston Dynamics, explained that the biggest shift wasn't mechanical, it was how the robots are programmed. Instead of manually coding every movement, the team now focuses on teaching, demonstration, and learning. Atlas learns through supervised learning, teleoperation, and simulation at scale. In one approach, a machine learning scientist named Kevin Bergman wears a virtual reality headset and directly controls Atlas's arms and hands, guiding it through tasks step by step. Each repetition generates data that trains the robot's AI models, allowing Atlas to later perform the same task autonomously. If a human can do it and can demonstrate it consistently, Atlas can learn it. In another method, full-body motion capture suits are used. When a human performs an action, every movement is recorded and translated into training data. Because Atlas's body isn't the same as a human's, the system runs thousands of simulations to adapt those motions to the robot's physical structure. In one example, more than 4,000 digital versions of Atlas trained for 6 hours in simulation just to learn jumping jacks. The simulations introduce challenges like slippery floors, stiff joints, and uneven terrain, gradually refining the behavior until it worked reliably. Once a skill is learned by one robot, it can be uploaded to all Atlas units. That's one of the defining differences between humans and AI-powered robots. Training scales instantly. Atlas can now crawl, run, skip, cartwheel, and recover from failure. When it falls or fails at a task, Boston Dynamics engineers actually welcome it because failures reveal gaps in understanding. As Quindersma pointed out, most daily human tasks are still extremely difficult for humanoids. Putting on clothes, carrying a cup of coffee through a house, or navigating cluttered domestic spaces remain unsolved problems. But for the first time, the team sees a clear pathway to solving them, and that pathway is AI. The robot's perception system allows Atlas to see its surroundings and build an understanding of how the physical world works. The long-term vision is that you won't need to program every task. You'll be able to explain what you want done, and the robot will figure out how to do it safely and effectively. That vision is being pushed aggressively by Hyundai, which owns an 88% stake in Boston Dynamics after acquiring the company from SoftBank in 2021 in a deal that valued it at $1.1 billion. Hyundai isn't treating Atlas as a research project, it's treating it as a future workforce. At CES 2026 in Las Vegas, Hyundai and Boston Dynamics publicly demonstrated Atlas for the first time. On stage, the humanoid robot stood up from the floor, walked fluidly, waved to the crowd, and moved with a level of balance and control that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. While the CES demo was remotely piloted for safety, Jakowski confirmed that in real deployments, Atlas will operate autonomously. More importantly, Boston Dynamics revealed that a product version of Atlas is already in production. That version, slightly redesigned and blue in color, is scheduled to be deployed by 2028 at Hyundai's electric vehicle manufacturing facility near Savannah, Georgia. This isn't a prototype timeline, this is a production schedule. Hyundai has even bigger plans. The company announced that by 2028, it aims to have a manufacturing system capable of producing thousands of humanoid robots per year. By 2030, Atlas robots are expected to take on more complex tasks like component assembly, in addition to parts sequencing and material handling. Hyundai plans to leverage its Hyundai Mobis Auto Parts division and Hyundai Glovis logistics arm to build a full robotics value chain capable of producing up to 30,000 robots annually. The company is also expanding a robotics as a service model, where customers subscribe to use robots rather than purchasing them outright. This mirrors trends already seen in cloud computing and enterprise software but applied to physical labor. The competitive landscape is intense. Tesla is developing its own humanoid robot. Amazon and Nvidia-backed startups are racing to deploy alternatives. Chinese companies, backed by massive state investment, are pushing hard to dominate robotics manufacturing. Goldman Sachs estimates the global humanoid robot market could reach $38 billion within the decade. Boston Dynamics CEO Robert Plater has been building toward this moment for more than 30 years. He points to the company's robotic dog, Spot, as the foundation. Spot robots already roam factories, performing inspections, quality control, and security tasks using thermal, acoustic, and visual sensors. Atlas is the next step, moving from specialized machines to general-purpose humanoids. Plater is clear that these robots are designed to exceed human capabilities in specific areas. They can be stronger, tolerate more heat, and operate in environments that would be dangerous for people. When asked about fears of runaway robots or science fiction scenarios, he dismissed them, pointing out how difficult it still is to get robots to perform even simple tasks reliably. Concerns about job displacement are unavoidable. Plater acknowledges that repetitive, physically demanding labor will increasingly be handled by robots, but he also emphasizes that robots need to be built, trained, managed, and serviced. Work changes, it doesn't disappear. At the Savannah plant, Hyundai executives are closely watching Atlas's progress. Hyung-Soo Kim, Hyundai's head of global strategy, described Atlas's development as successful so far and the beginning of a long journey. Full deployment is still several years away, but the direction is set. One more important piece of this puzzle is AI partnerships. Hyundai announced a new collaboration with Google DeepMind, which will supply artificial intelligence technology to Boston Dynamics robots. It's a notable reunion, considering Google once owned Boston Dynamics back in 2013 before selling it years later. Now, Google's AI expertise is once again helping shape the future of humanoid robots. Experts caution that humanoids still lack the dexterity and adaptability needed for widespread deployment in homes. But in structured environments like factories, warehouses, and logistics centers, the pieces are finally coming together. The hardware, the AI models, the sensors, the communication systems, and the training pipelines are aligning. What we're witnessing isn't the arrival of human-like robots everywhere, it's the beginning of a transition where robots that look like us start working beside us, learning from us, and gradually taking on tasks that are repetitive, dangerous, or physically exhausting. That future isn't theoretical anymore. Atlas is standing on a factory floor, and it's only just getting started. Thanks for watching, this is AI Tides, and I'll see you in the next one.